Hello, friends. Welcome back to our Dream Big Nation podcast. I'm Lisa Williams, your host. And as you know, we bring stories of inspiration to our community. And we love to share, especially stories of people that have hired themselves, which is definitely the case with my dear friend, Elizabeth Fry. Elizabeth, welcome to our show.
Oh, thank you. It's wonderful to be here. I'm delighted.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna brag about this girl a little bit. So first of all, the most amazing woman of faith. She has become a mentor to me. She came into my life at a time that I didn't even realize I was seeking the friendship and mentorship that she provided. Um, she is an attorney. She was a teacher at one point. She ran a very big practice here in California and became very ill at one point. And she's going to tell us about her story a little bit that really forced her to take a good look at her life and see what she needed to do to change to be healthy. And her husband, John, is an amazing man. They have a beautiful marriage, and I'm just thrilled to bring your story to our community. So, Elizabeth, I am going to actually start by asking if you'll play a little game with me. Okay.
I'd love to.
Okay, so I am going to share something with you that maybe I don't necessarily want everyone to know. I think it's very easy to have this persona externally that everything's perfect. And today is my mom's birthday, as you know, and she is not with us. And I woke up feeling really sad and almost couldn't stop crying for about an hour. And so that is my share for today. Would you be willing to share with us something that maybe you wouldn't necessarily, want everybody to know?
Yes, I would. I am someone who really wanted to be a mom here on earth and
Mm,
have twin boys that only lived 8.5 days in
mm,
2001 and are waiting for us in heaven. And it has given me an empathy for others that I wouldn't have had I not taken that journey of premature birth and then having to let them go back to the Lord. And also brought into focus how health impacts, what we eat impacts our ability to show up for others. And
mhm,
it put me into a place where I was so vulnerable, both with my health, emotionally and physically, that I had to learn how to rebuild in a healthier way than I had been taught previously and become a student of nutrition
mhm,
in a way that I'd never been. And so, someone who thought they knew so much learned that God had something very different for me than what I thought was designed for my life, and had me step into a place of humbling myself and asking a dear friend of mine, gee, what are you doing that I'm not doing? Because you have so much vitality and I want to be healthier. And I didn't want to have to take all the prescribed medications that I was taking.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that you said that about becoming a student because you were in a very, probably outsider looking in, a very prestigious attorney running a very large practice here in California. And that must have created some real vulnerability in your life to have to kind of step back and really focus on yourself. How, I think there's a lot of people right now in this COVID time where they're really thinking about life differently and they're in a time of transition. What would you say to those people about what you learned and what could help them?
Mm. That getting quieter and taking life at a different pace can become a gift that you didn't expect.
Mhm,
And I would say to really examine at how you comfort yourself. And I had to look at how I comforted myself. I was someone who had kind of powered my life on caffeine and sugar, and ran myself into a wall. Okay.
That's me, by the way.
We can raise our hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Caffeine
absolutely.
and sugar without fiber.
Mhm.
And oh gosh, to get to the place where I was so ill that I had several doctors tell me that I would never be able to work again and needed to take these medications and these treatments for the rest of my life. I was in my 40s. And I talk to a lot of people in their 40s that are very unwell because they have powered themselves to a certain point on just sheer willpower and discipline, and stopping at places that are culturally accepted to get your caffeine and sugar. I won't say any of their names.
Yeah.
And not realizing that food is fuel. And if we keep giving ourselves fuel that isn't the best, our systems will break down. And
Mhm.
I literally am someone who has a number of diagnoses, uh, and was able, through the power of nutrition, through the power of plant-based eating, to, I say, not deal with symptoms that I dealt with for over a decade, and medications that I was taking on a daily basis in order just to survive. I wasn't thriving. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't hydrating. And so I have, through the business that I partnered with, this company based out of Tennessee, and it's a global company that's been around for 50 years, who has found a way to create what I call Jetson food, fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule or chewable, to help bridge the gap between what we need to eat every day and what we're able to eat in that area, and reset my health from the cellular level to the tissues and organs. And my husband and I both, we have a completely different, I start to say vibration almost, because we're not processing, our bodies aren't working so hard to process food that we weren't meant to be ingesting. And
Mhm.
we are able to live with vitality that we didn't expect as we have aged. So
Yeah,
that is exciting when you stop and think about it at any age, that you can improve
absolutely.
your health.
Yeah. Well, and I love how I find this to be true with a lot of people that start in a business like Juice Plus, because often there's a personal story that they create first, become a steward of the product or service, and create their own story. And it's so much easier then to share how it helps people. And let's talk about, because at one point you decided to actually make this, something you did for a living, and hired yourself, because you didn't do that initially. Let's talk about that transition. At what point did you decide to do that, and what prompted that for you?
Well, I had become a member of several different autoimmune communities because of diagnoses I had.
Mhm.
And initially, when I started feeling better, I literally started handing out Juice Plus to people, saying, "You got to try this. Do you know about
That's how
this?"
I met you, was at a networking group, and you
Exactly.
gave
That's
me
how
a
we met.
sample. Yep.
That's how we met. And I started saying to people, "You don't know what you don't know. And if you're willing to become a student of that, I can partner with you and help you, walk alongside of you, especially for the first 4 months, to see what this could do for you and your family." And it became a moral imperative, honestly, Lisa,
Mhm, mhm.
to help other people understand how they can hire themselves with this product and this company and have a life of vitality that they never expected. Say goodbye to cubicles.
Yeah. Yeah, kick the cubicle to the side. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's so interesting, because the more I dive into this world of entrepreneurship, I find it to be such a world of abundance. and incredible mentorship. And let's talk about, just the community in the company, the company itself and the support. I think sometimes people, first, I think they deal with outdated beliefs about network marketing in general and direct sales and, all the different types of ways to sell. But if people can get over those limiting beliefs and really embrace the environment, what has that been like for you?
Oh, it's such a wonderful community, global community in 26 countries and expanding beyond those 26 countries that are seeking to help people lead healthier lives and sincerely be able to help transform our world to be healthier from the inside out. So it is a wonderful community of sideline buddies and who are seeking to make sure that no one's left behind. It is a diverse community. It is a positive community where others are seeking not just the financial stability that comes from owning your own business. So literally, you are based on your own efforts. You are not limited by cost of living increases or, things like that. There is a marketing opportunity where you can rise within this company. The more you share and care for others and help them do what you are doing, the greater your team grows and you're able to provide corporate benefits if you are
Mhm.
seeking that national marketing director opportunity and helping countless, hundreds of other people with you to
Yeah.
have all the, uh, medical, dental, all those kinds of benefits, along with the community of people that are helping you grow your business and helping you sustain your business.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
it's not just building a business and building relationships, it's also sustaining something that is healthy and positive that is out there in the world that is continuing to create residual income for yourself where you're not just trading hours for dollars.
Yeah, you're moving around that cash flow quadrant from employee to business owner to business system owner to investor. And let's talk about, like, how cool would it be if every college campus started having a course on entrepreneurship? It was required in your freshman year of college. The variety of ways to market. I think network marketing, it's interesting. I've always known about it. In fact, I sold Herbalife in college, and I loved that for a very
Oh,
brief period of time. Um, and yet, I never really looked at it as a serious business vehicle, and it was just simply because I had my corporate world that blessed me abundantly. But let's talk about the shift in our economy right now, because so many people are finding themselves in a time of transition, or maybe they're at home and they are going to be asked to come back. Um, and think about our California traffic alone. How many people are going to be thinking, huh, I don't really want to get back on that California crazy freeway. You know, they like the gift of time that this time at home has given them. So, like, if you were someone, for example, that was thinking about adding Juice Plus to your business, to your toolbox, coupled with the Tower Garden, which I want to talk about that too. Like, how much time would you say someone should commit, put aside to truly, get a fast start to their business and really take it seriously, be the CEO of their business?
how much time is involved?
Yeah.
Well, that initially, I know a lot of homeschooling moms that fit this into the margins of their life. So they
Yeah.
do it in they call it stolen moments, growing their
Hmm.
business in stolen moments. So you're only limited by whatever time you want to devote to this. I also know other professionals that have JOBs uh, and then work on this after they finish their job work in the evening and
Hmm.
do it an hour at a time, and it's about sharing what the knowledge is that you're gaining. Because I also listen to a lot of the new medical information that's coming out about what fruits and vegetables are doing to support healthy immune systems. And who
Yeah.
doesn't want to support a healthy immune system today?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so it's taking Juice Plus every day, literally adding that doesn't add a burden to your time. It is in place of taking multivitamins because you're
Hmm.
getting the nutrition from whole food and you don't need those isolated vitamins. So also it's a matter of an economy, figuring out economically how you're going to both buy your Juice Plus, what you're not going to have to pay for. I mean, when I list all the medications that I don't have to buy now and
Right.
over the counter stuff that I was taking that I don't need now, it has more than afforded me and my husband to be able to eat this every day and then also have samples to give out to people most generously. I mean, we had somebody here today that I feel it's a moral imperative to at least introduce everyone that
Mhm.
crosses my path with what this product is and what the potential is for them. Because even some people don't want to give up trading dollars for their hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they want to do this in addition to doing that, because building a residual income business is different from hours for dollars. So I was
Yeah.
raised with a saying, according to the effort, the reward. And I think that holds true in everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and I mean, think about what this crisis would be like if every family had a backup income. It would look very different, you know?
Oh, Lisa, you say that, and let me point that out, because with Juice Plus right now, you can create your own stimulus check
Hmm.
within
Yep.
10 days if you and a couple of other households start eating Juice Plus in your business. You the company has been very generous in helping people see what the potential is in sharing this product and business with others to create income monthly for themselves that can become their car payment, their mortgage payment, again, according to their effort, the reward.
Yeah. Yeah. A
Because
couple.
you get success you're in your business by the number of people that you're helping succeed. Like you were talking
Mhm.
about those quadrants.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love also, I know when I first started eating Juice Plus, I had actually lost my mom shortly before, and my dad's a widow, and daddy was not very good about eating well for himself. And I got him taking it. I also love my college student who's no longer under my roof. I love how they give free, complimentary servings to children as well. I mean, it's just a company that's all about healthy families, healthy eating, and just wellness in general. From
You're
as you
talking about
said,
our family health study that you
yep, it's
immediately
amazing.
understood and got on
Hmm.
with your children and your you understood that nobody in your family at the time was eating 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day and getting the
Right.
fiber behind that in order to keep them all regular. I mean, many people don't talk about this, but as somebody who deals in this all the time, I'm not shy. I also
Oh,
have
I will tell you my poop story. I don't mind sharing. I have 3 children, and after Sierra, for whatever reason, my sweet girl who's almost 13, I just I got so irregular, and that is one of the first things that happened, is I got super regular, which was such a blessing. It just that alone, if that's all it did,
Well, there were several things that then we were able to help you understand. You had been kind of buttressing yourself up daily
Oh
in a
yeah.
way that wasn't truly getting your body to work. And so
Hmm.
there were certain things because I'm real frugal. I'm from the Midwest. And I
Yeah.
was like, you had been trying a number of different things. And I said, well, you can finish that up before you
Yeah.
order the Juice Plus, or you can start with the Juice Plus to see, because chemically this all works really well. It's bioavailable in your body, goes in your bloodstream within 15 minutes because your body knows what to do with food. And you started, I think you have quite a story yourself about how you started feeling more vitality
Yeah.
and craving eating more healthy fruits and vegetables. And then you also thought, I think I want one of those tower gardens, because if we grow our own, I mean, that is a whole nother business. There
Oh,
are
I
some
love my
people.
tower garden. It's unbelievable. And let's just talk about that, because I think, like, think about, there was just an article that you sent me about, the two young graduates, the college graduates. Like, think about all these college graduates that are struggling right now, to, because there's just not as much hiring, unfortunately, at the moment. This too shall pass, but think about the power of embracing hiring yourself, and the commitment and time and what you learn by doing something like that. They created a micro garden in Costa Mesa. It's amazing. I just love the principles that they teach also about entrepreneurship and becoming the better version of you. And that's a great segue to just really dive into who you are a little bit more, Elizabeth, because one of the reasons that I partnered with you is who you are. And, I think I had a lot of great people when I was in corporate that I worked with. Don't get me wrong. I will say, though, there is a different level of mentorship and just a different type of I don't even know how to describe it. The ability to have an impact on growing a person, there's nothing like it. And unfortunately, in corporate, there's a lot of politics. I had 19 bosses in 22 years at my last firm. Every one of them had a new agenda. And you're not my boss, but you're my partner and you're my mentor. And when, whoever's out there listening to this, if you're considering adding any type of business to your toolbox, think about who you are partnering with and the mentorship that you can get from that person. Elizabeth, let's talk about you more deeply, because you have such an incredible story of faith. Your faith journey is amazing, and it draws me to you. We have, every time we talk, we have, like, God reveals something more, that we are meant to go deeper with our friendship. And I would love for you to take a step back and share a little bit about your faith journey, and what's kind of brought you to where you're at today in that process.
Well, since I was 4 years old, I remember sitting in my rocking chair singing Jesus Loves Me, This I Know. When both of my parents were put out with me, because I was a very strong-willed 4-year-old, 3-year-old,
No, I can't
2-year-old.
imagine you being that way.
And that knowledge that I am loved by the creator of the universe, and that even if I mess up, I can pick myself up and be shown a better way and shown how to learn from my mistakes, has informed my life all along. I used to say God never dropped me on my head, but I quit saying that after he took my boys to heaven
Yeah.
ahead of my schedule. So
Now, can I ask you, were your parents believers?
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
yes. They both were believers. But as you know, faith is very personal, and you there are no generational grandchildren in heaven.
Mhm.
It is a walk that we each take individually. So my faith walk had me very curious about all faiths from
Yeah.
a very young age. My junior high MYF group, we went and visited our friends at all their churches, all the different denominations in our town, and went to the synagogue and learned how to worship at the synagogue. And I've had an understanding that God is personal and he works in everybody's life differently, and to honor what he has done and where he's brought them to the point where I meet them on their journey. I've been involved in Bible studies most of my adult life, being in them and leading them. And again, becoming a lifelong learner in that regard with respect to my spiritual life, and also looking for other people that have walked longer than I have in order to help me along my path, and also to bring other people along, other men, women, children, teenagers. I love teenagers personally. I was a high school teacher before I became a lawyer. I loved my high school Bible study
You would
with
have been
kids.
such a fun teacher. I could just picture you.
But I was strict. They didn't know I had a sense of humor until February. That used to be I used to say that because I was shorter than most of my students. And so in order for learning to happen, there has to be structure, and it has to be a safe place. I became a teacher during effective teacher training. And so in the classroom, we always had our rewards and our punishments, and it just really works. I mean, there've been different riffs on that all through life, but the same is true as we go through life. When I went back to school, graduate school and law school, continuing to look for mentors that had done what I wanted to do for longer than I've done it. I mean, it's same within the Juice Plus company. I look for people that are running their business in a way that's very inclusive, very diverse, and a way that I want to be able to reach out to people. Because initially, like I said, I was reaching out to the autoimmune community. Then I was reaching out to the faith community. And then I was reaching out beyond the faith community to people that don't necessarily know Christ, but have a sense of God in their lives and want to be healthier. So I have learned to grow my limiting beliefs.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have your own around network marketing when you first
Oh, heck
started?
yeah.
You
Heck yeah.
did?
You brought up Herbalife, I think. My brother sold
Yeah.
Herbalife
Oh,
yeah,
did he?
early on.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And my parents actually were involved in a network marketing. I don't know if it was network marketing back then, makeup company when I was a kid.
Okay.
And so an awareness.
How did you get over your limiting beliefs?
How did I get over my limiting beliefs? By meeting some of the people in network marketing who are also professional, have degrees, and understand. I mean, 30% of the people that are in the Juice Plus business are health professionals.
Right. Yeah. That should tell you something right there.
It told me a lot about the snobbery that I might have had about it's not an intellectual versus non-academic pursuit. And certainly network marketing, the Juice Plus company it's a relationship company. It's not burn through all of your friends and family. And I mean, I was just like most people subjected to that kind of marketing, where I would have, my brother would say, for your birthday, I'm going to send you free. And then I need your credit card number because the next one, then you're going to pay for it.
Then you're going to pay for it.
I started going, no, I don't want that present.
Right.
For my birthday, please.
Well, and I think that's a great way to kind of, I can't believe we're already almost out of our time, but let's just talk briefly about, for that person that's thinking about something new, wouldn't you just suggest just to say yes to some things? Start saying yes to evaluate. Maybe Juice Plus is it, maybe it's something else. But I think, think about Jesus was an entrepreneur. He was a carpenter. He was, he traded he was probably more of a business owner, trading, he kind of owned a job a little bit maybe, but I feel like this country needs an infusion of people hiring themselves and taking a leap on themselves.
You're always you incorporated.
Right.
Even if you're working for someone else and you're getting a paycheck from them, it's
Mm-hmm.
still your name, your reputation, and the way you move in the world that matters.
Yep. Yep.
So I think, we were talking about the tower gardens. There are people that only do the tower gardens as part of their business and are promoting healthier eating through the towers. That micro farm that you mentioned that's here in Costa Mesa, that is on the roof of a deli here on Pacific Coast
I'm gonna
Highway.
try to meet them and go interview them. I think that'll be fun.
Oh, that'll be exciting. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
exciting. That's the one thing in network marketing with our businesses, like your business in Juice Plus and Tower Garden. We are supportive. We do not compete with each other. We support one another in growing our business because we believe in the mission of our corporate partner, that
Mm-hmm.
it's not a limited pie.
Yep. Absolutely.
Anyone on my team can out earn what I do by growing their business beyond what I've grown my business to. And I will be cheering them on the whole way,
Yeah.
because we want more people to catch a vision for helping others and growing their business in such a way that they have an enthusiasm and a passion for what they're doing, because that's contagious.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and just the idea, I like to think about how many hundreds of thousands of dollars do people spend on education, traditional education? And when I really think about the time and energy and money that I've spent in the last 3 years, really understanding the model of network marketing, getting involved in some of them, Juice Plus being one of them, and truly creating additional income streams for my family, it's the best money and time I've ever spent. And I was in corporate for a long time, and I did very well for myself. So for you listeners out there that are thinking about adding something new to their lives, think about this as we're taught in schools of entrepreneurship around having 7 income streams. And I'll tell you what, almost every single millionaire and billionaire that I know has at least one network marketing firm that they partner with and they promote and they believe in. It is a serious business, and I would encourage those that have struggled with limiting beliefs around it to get over yourself. There's a lot of joy that can be brought to the world by opening your eyes to what else is possible. So, Elizabeth, this has been awesome. I so appreciate your time, my friend. And I'm just so grateful to you and everything you are to my life. And especially today on my mom's birthday. This was just such perfect timing. And I'll tell you guys, I always tell everyone about God moments, because we were supposed to do this interview on Wednesday. And the devil was like, I thought the devil was like trying to get in there and not let us connect. And then I realized it was actually God saying, today's not the day, because your message is supposed to be filmed on your mom's birthday. So I think it was a perfect timing.
We
So
both got really clear about that. And I thank you
sure did,
so
didn't
much
we?
for pivoting and being able to do it today. And look how smooth everything's gone for us.
Exactly.
Because God wants this message out there for us to be able to encourage others. Your mother was an advocate of health. She was a nurse.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I have chills thinking about her watching over how you have grabbed onto your own health and
Mhm.
healthy living. And Juice Plus partnered with MD Anderson to see what Juice Plus could do for cancer patients. There's just more and more evidence that the plant-based way of eating and fueling our bodies helps us show up for those we love
Yeah.
in ways for however long our days are here.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. Well, I love you, my dear. Thank you
I
so
love you
much for
too.
joining us. And
Thank you for the invitation.
for my wonderful Dream Big Nation community, I'm so blessed to be part of your day. And I hope this story's brought you some knowledge and given you a glimpse into one of the firms that I represent on our platform. And I just want to encourage everyone to not be afraid, to step into your leadership, step into your greatness, and step into the gifts that God blessed you with. I think most of us could probably say we haven't quite tapped into all that we're meant to tap into. So blessings to you in this amazing life journey, my friends, and we will see you next week. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Lisa.